Okay, it looks like things are good now. Alright, I think we're good to go. So, it's finally come to the end of the year. Let's end things with a bang. Hello everyone, Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we're going to be, hopefully, finishing our first year here in Stardew Valley. Last time we managed to add a sheep to the farm, which was a very nice addition, and we're able to get a few other things done, I want to say. Yeah, I believe we did a few missions, and we're able to get a lot of our affairs in order as we are making our way to the end of this year. Yeah, we saw the end of our big harvest for the year, so it's pretty much all of the main content taken care of in a surprisingly short amount of time, I want to say. It's been a very productive year here in Stardew Valley, and I'm very glad with the amount of progress we've been making in order to improve our farm, and hopefully we'll see things continue to improve as we go farther along in this game. But yeah, this is going to be, hopefully, the final stream taking place in year 1 of Stardew Valley. So we're going to be wrapping up things here, and we'll be moving on to some new content fairly soon, I want to say. With the way a lot of my schedules are going to be in the future, it's going to be a little while, I want to say, before we can really dive into the stuff I want to do. As we are going to be very busy with some other stuff, and I'd like to get that taken care of before we can really jump into our next series, but hopefully things are going to go well. And yeah, I'm hoping for a very chill stream here today. It's been a long time coming with this series, and we are finally at... well, we're getting very, very close to the end here. Our farm has definitely improved a lot since we first started this game. It's been a very interesting series to cover for me, especially because a game that was very, very important to me. Just really adored this game, and getting to share my experiences and how much I've improved as a player of Stardew Valley over the years has been just very good. Oh, I can see here that our sheep is now fully grown. So we'll be able to harvest our wool from our sheep now. So in order to do that, we're going to need to pick up some shears, which we can grab over at Marnie's. Let's go see if we can stop on by her place. Well, the Feast of the Winter Star has begun in the town square. Alright, because of that, we're probably not going to be able to access anything in any of the businesses today. But yeah, the 25th of winter will always be the Feast of the Winter Star, which is an interesting holiday, all things considered. It's definitely one that's meant to help improve your relations with the townspeople. Yeah, the ranch is going to be closed for the holiday, so there's nothing we can do about that, I believe. Yeah, it's normally open around this time, but since it's a holiday, Marnie has closed up shop. So yep, we're going to get the shears needed for our sheep very soon. Before we do that, I want to think about what we are going to give as a gift to our certain resident. So just as a refresher, the Feast of the Winter Star, what this event entails is that we receive a secret friend that we need to give a gift for. And unfortunately, our secret friend of this series here is Alex, who is kind of hard to find a gift for because he only has 2 favorite items. But I think a diamond would be a good enough gift for him. It's like very... I don't know, it's a very valuable thing. I know a lot of people like diamonds, so hopefully he's able to find this acceptable. And we also got some other missions we need to take care of, but we can get that done easily as we advance farther into this session. Still very surreal to me that we're coming to the end of this game, but yeah. It's been a long time coming. We'll be very thankful when it's all over, because it's honestly been quite an exhausting series to have to do, I must say. Alright, we're ready to start off the holiday. Just go in town when it's ready. Today's a time to be thankful for this year's good fortune. Forget your worries for a day and relax. Welcome to the Feast of the Winter Star. Except we can talk to everyone around town and just kind of enjoy the holiday spirit. Oh, presents! Yep, a lot of presents. Still upset I didn't win the ice fishing competition. Yeah, you were. Some interesting competition there, Pam. What a beautiful tree! Sure is. Do you want to hear the legend of the Winter Star? Sure thing. In the night sky of winter, there's a bright star only visible from this valley. No one knows why this is, but in times of old, people would come from far and wide to see it. They believe that anyone who laid eyes on the Winter Star would be blessed with good fortune. Some even claim that the mysterious fruit known as Star Drop is connected to the Winter Star in some way. Definitely an interesting legend. It definitely adds to the lore of this world. Hey, good afternoon. You don't usually see Marlin around town, so it's nice to see him down here. I'd join in, but I don't think I'm welcome. Oh, come on, Linus, you're always welcome in our community. He's been a good lad, all things considered. Sure, he roots through our garbage, but he doesn't mean any harm. Speaking of which, the living off the land tip for this day was actually talking about garbage. I want to go and read that again before we call this a day. Spending time with family is tiring sometimes. Yep, I hear you, Sebastian. Hiya, Hayden. You're welcome to join our family table if you need company. Hi, Hayden. Hey there, Maru. I'll probably get another tool set this year. Oh, you don't like that? Can we open presents now? Not yet, Vincent. Let's go see what everyone over here has to say. Oh, and there's our special someone. Here you go, bud. Oh, so it's you. Ah, a diamond. Thanks. So once you give your gift to your secret friend, you will also receive your gift. So it seems we got Caroline this year. Hey, Hayden. I'm your secret gift giver this year. Here, open it. So I'm pretty sure you receive a random gift from this. In this case, we got a Nautilus shell. It's not much, but I hope you like it. Yeah, I could sell that for a bit of money, so that's good. Yeah, that is the main thing involving the Feast of the Winter Star, which is giving gifts. Went pretty well, things considered. We probably got some good friendship with Alex. Oh yeah, we got a lot of good friendship with him. Now, if only we had a salmon dinner to give to him, then we would easily get a lot of friendship points with him. I'm thankful for my guitar and my skateboard. Oh, and my family, I guess. Ah, Sam. It's not a good time of year for a diet. No, it isn't. Oh my, aren't you cold, dear? It's freezing. A feast for some stupid star? Humbug. Really channeling that Scrooge feeling in there, George. I hope there's a new camera for me under the spirit tree. Oh, yeah, I guess she does have a photography hobby. Hayden, what are you hoping to find under the spirit tree? Well, I already got my gift. Well, this one will be relevant. New watering can. All work and no play? It's not very fun. Hey, you try to be a content creator there, Emily. I'm thankful there are no medical emergencies this year. Gus was just telling me about his artisan candy canes. I think he had too much cinnamon nog. It's a fine art making candy canes. You really gotta search far and wide for the best ingredients. They aren't easy to come by these days. I usually use Fern Island ring fruit for my premier canes, you know? You can't beat that bright red coloring, and it's all natural. Oh, you want to know the secret to my deluxe double canes? Okay, but you gotta promise absolute secrecy. It's a drop of vanilla in the white candy to complement the cherry flavor. Of course, peppermint candy canes are the standard, and I always make a healthy batch of those as well. Hey, you look like you're falling asleep. Are you okay? So Gus is really passionate when it comes to making food. You definitely have to admire him for that. Why, hello, Hayden. It's chilly, isn't it? Yes, it is, Elliot. All these happy families. But for me, just another lonely year. At least I've been able to keep you company there, Clint. I met some people who believe in spirits and magic. But me, I've never seen anything that couldn't be explained by science. I always figured Shane for an atheist. Ooh, I've had too much nog. Hang in there, Caroline. Nothing like a piping hot feast on a cold winter's day, huh? You bet, Abigail. And we can see that Pierre has a shop, of course. Got a lot of decorations here that are very fitting for the Feast of the Evening Star. I guess I could buy, like, one thing here. I really don't want to spend too much of my money since I want to save it for tool upgrades. So I guess we can buy a little pine tree. Alright, believe we talked to everyone around town. Just want to do a quick sweep to make sure we didn't miss anyone of a magical persuasion, you know? Yeah, looks like the rest of town is closed off here, which is very fitting. But yeah, just a nice little holiday. Get to interact with the townspeople, and they have some interesting things to say, and it's nice to get to have an event that does affect how much the character you get to interact with feels about you in a positive light. So obviously, you want to prepare for this by getting the character a specific item that they will love above all else. But if all else fails, you can always give them one of the universal-like items, such as a diamond, and you'll still get something out of it. Leave the Feast of the Winter Star. Once you do, the festival will end. Yes, we will. So that immediately cuts you to 10 p.m. at night. So we weren't able to gather a lot of things today, but that's okay, since mainly this holiday is about interacting with people. Let's go store some of this away. And winter roots we'll want to take inside. Let's gather up our cheeses. And we're about done with this day. Still got a lot of good supplies in here. Wish I had a bit more, but we'll definitely be gathering some of that as the year goes on. Now let's put our little decoration down there. Definitely as the series progresses, I like to try to get a lot more of the decorations you're able to purchase on the holidays. But that won't be until much later when we have a lot more money. But yep, a pretty basic day in terms of what we were able to accomplish on the farm. So we don't have any big harvests left to do in this game. So our main goals are going to be mainly getting our tool upgrades and also seeing about completing any other tasks that we need to get done. It's going to snow tomorrow. Alright. It's got a letter here. Greetings, young adept. I've enclosed in this package an item of arcane significance. Use it wisely. Well, thank you, Asmodeus. That makes a good gift for Sebastian. Dear Hayden, I want to make fish stew, but I need an albacore. I know they're almost out of season. Sorry about the short notice. Could you catch one for me? Alright, so we got another mission for Gus to bring him an albacore before the end of winter. Side, we don't have an albacore in storage, I believe, so yeah, we can go get that done. Should be a pretty simple mission to take care of. Are there any fishing lures that we can use right now? Yeah, let's grab the barbed hook for that. That's good for securing any fish you catch so that they will generally stay at the center of your fishing rod when you are reeling them in. Can be pretty good for some of the slower fish, but for the harder ones, it can be a little jerky to deal with. And now on this day, we can see if we can get our shears that we need for our sheep. Because it'd be nice to show off what we can get with these guys. Alright, wasn't trying to milk you, Cream. Alright, Sprig has no milk either. That's okay. It's still gonna be a while before our pig gets fully grown. Which is perfectly fine by me. It's not like we're gonna get any truffles this season anyway. So it'll be fine just to wait on that. So in terms of the other stuff we need to take care of, the missions we have right now, so gotta get some more juicy bugs to complete this mission for Willy, and then we got the fish stew for Gus. And then we got our different challenges from Key, which are things that are definitely going to take a while to do. I definitely want to save that for later, when they are a bit more... well, when we have a lot more time in order to spend in other areas. But for the time being, we don't need to worry about that. Kind of thinking some more about the things I want to do before the end of this. I want to try to adjust the pathways on the farm to make things a little bit nicer, because these cobblestone pathways have been fine for this game, but kind of want an upgrade to make things on the farm look a little nicer. How many resources do we have right now? Oh yeah, we have plenty of stone, so we should be able to get that done very soon. But for the time being, I want to head down this way. It's got some more things we can dig up. And let's see if we can go purchase those shears. Let's put some bait in there for later. Alright, it's 9 a.m., so we should be able to access the shop. Hey there, Marnie. Alright, so you want to purchase a pair of shears once you get the sheep fully grown. It's 1,000 G, which is not hard to come by these days, so you should be easily able to afford that. And with our trusty shears, I want to head back to the barn. And we use that to harvest wool. So I believe we've already sold wool in our collection. Yes, we have sold some wool. Alright, so we don't really need to keep that as it is. So let's put that in our loom and get that spun. So it's going to take a while for the loom to work the wool into cloth. So in the meantime, we can go take care of a few other things that need to get done. Oh, our mayonnaise is ready. We got a train passing through Stardew Valley. We really don't have the time to mess with the trains. So what I want to do is hop on our horsey Alfalfa and get moving into town. Because now the holiday is done, we're able to get our upgraded watering can. Which, after we pick that up, we should head back to the farm and grab some more gold, because that'll be useful to us. No, it's Clint's birthday, so we can give him a gift. Oh, it's Emily. I'd like to buy iron bar from someone to craft into some fine jewelry. Alright, that is very fitting, because Emily likes gemstones, so makes sense that she'd want to make jewelry. She's got a lot of missions right now. So I think my biggest priority is to get Gus's mission taken care of, since we have a limited time to get the albacore. Yeah, we'll stop by Clint's right quick. We'll give you your present very soon, buddy. Just you wait. And receive a gold watering can. Much like the gold hoe, this is a very nice upgrade for our farm that will allow us to water in a much larger area. So about that 3x3 grid is when you're able to get the... you're able to water now. So that is good. Let's stop by the farm right quick, because there's one more tool I want to get upgraded before the end of the year. And that is the axe. So among the tools that you have left to upgrade, the axe is, I want to say, probably the least important. As the only real reason you'll want to upgrade your axe is to speed up the time it takes to cut down certain trees, as they are much, what I want to say is that they can be harder to cut down, depending on the... just upgrading the axe, the only real reason you want to do that is to speed up the time it takes to cut down trees. Besides that, there's really no other reason to upgrade it beyond the steel axe, but I figure it'd be nice to get this upgraded so that it's consistent with the rest of our tools. Alright, so got quite a few gifts here, among other things. So we need something to give to our buddy Clint. So among his favorite items, I know one of the things he really likes is the artichoke dip, which is kind of a rare item that you can't really get that easily in the first year, and I obviously don't have any with us right now. So I think I'm just going to give him a diamond. We have plenty of these that we have gained from our crystallarium and from our mining expeditions, so we should be able to spare another one. Man, we already just got so many missions to take care of here. Sell all that, and then let's go get these missions taken care of. It's got a birthday gift, something to give to Emily, something for Sebastian, and then we have the gold in order to upgrade our axe. Luckily, we don't need the axe for any missions right now. Here you go, bud. You remember my birthday. I'm impressed. Thanks. Alright, so how does that affect your relationship here? Alright, we're at 3 hearts with Clint, which is not bad. And now, it's time to upgrade the gold axe. Takes 5 bars of gold and 10,000 G to upgrade. So it's quite expensive, like the rest of the gold tools, but definitely necessary for what's going to be going on in the future. I like them saying that when I had said earlier that it's really not that important to upgrade the axe, but I don't know, I'm just very inconsistent at times. Alright, Emily's not working right now, so you can see if she's at her house. See what's going on here. Oh, we got an event with Emily here. Come in, Hayden. I want to show you something. Okay. It's my secret hobby. I've been practicing for months. Now sit back, relax, and allow yourself to be carried away to a better place, okay? Oh yeah, work it, girl! Yeah! Shake what your mama gave ya. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, yeah, that's hot. Oh, aliens. Why? Bananas. Stars. Wow, what a hot beat. So, what do you think? That was amazing. Thank you. Phew, that was quite a workout. I haven't been this sweaty since I ordered the pepper platter at Abigail's graduation fiesta. Well, I better take a shower. Thanks for watching. Emily has really interesting story events. It's no wonder we got that. We have such a high relationship with her. And here's the bar you wanted. Hey, so you saw the bulletin I posted. It looks perfect. Here's your payment, as promised. And by doing that mission, we can see now that we have 8 hearts with Emily. So this is a special event that occurs only with the bachelors and bachelorettes. When you get 8 hearts with them, you cannot advance your relationship with them any further until you use a specific item with them that only becomes available once you get one of the bachelors or bachelorettes to 8 hearts. So we can find out about that a little bit later, but I really don't need to do that at the moment. Alright, the frozen tier we can give to Sebastian at any time. So what we need to do now is get this albacore. Alright, this is the first time where you're really driven to find the albacore for anything. So I don't believe it's required for anything else. Here's a secret. Willie loves mead. You could really make him happy with that. Thank you, Elliot. That's a very nice hint about one of Willie's favorite items. Sadly, we're not really in the season for making mead. But we can do some fishing for the time being. So you can see those bubbles down there. I want to check that out. See if we can catch some albacore around here. And while we're fishing up some stuff here, I guess we can go into some stuff that's been going on lately. So I just got done a very long period of work, and sadly the amount of work I'm going to have to do in the rest of this week is going to be a lot. It's going to be very exhausting. They've been making me do so much lately, and I've definitely been feeling exhausted in a lot of ways over the last couple of days. Like, on Saturday, I believe, I was very close to going through a breakdown, just because of how tired I was, and just been dealing with typical customer shtick, you know. And just felt awful about the way I acted that day. It was definitely not cool, and I shouldn't have been like that. And there's really no excuse for that kind of behavior, but things were pretty good yesterday, at least, and looking forward to continuing to be good, be a good customer service rep for hopefully the rest of this year. Yeah. So that's with how things have been at work. Guess something else I could say relating to work is that our store is finally lifting the mandatory mask policies that we've had for, like, the last 2 years. So, yeah, but it looks like we are very close to seeing the end of this pandemic, which I am definitely very happy for. It has been a long, long 2 years of dealing with all this. And I'm very happy that we are getting close to the end of it all. Like, I'm fully immunized, thankfully, with the shots that I've had, so I'm not under any risk of really getting sick from this thing, but I'm more worried about catching the virus and passing it on to other people. Especially since I work in a a setting where I am forced to interact with people all day. So that's always a big concern of mine all throughout this pandemic. But we are very close to seeing this all be wrapped up, I believe. And it's also good, too, because I've also been spending this pandemic getting a lot of work done on a lot of my projects. Not just in this stream series, but also with art, and definitely expanding myself as a producer of content, you know? Definitely been thinking of a lot of other things I can do, and for the time being, I mainly just want to focus on my streams and my art, and see how well that goes. So we're having, like, no luck catching this albacore right now. Come on, I know you're in here. We're gonna catch you eventually. So in terms of some other stuff been doing lately, been getting some more work done in Animal Crossing New Horizons, since I've been playing that game a lot in the recent days. And yeah, it's been very fun. I've actually started cataloging all of the artwork that I still need to collect for the museum, and I am very near to getting it fulfilled. Like, I have only 14 pieces of artwork that I still need to add to the collection, and I'm really hoping that I get that done sometime this year, I want to say, depending on how much longer I'm going to be picking up Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's definitely a fun game, and it's definitely been keeping me entertained all throughout this pandemic. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what else is going on. So I know the game's probably not going to receive a lot of updates in the near future, but I know it's still very nice to get to enjoy just a very chill and relaxing game. Part of the reason why I really like Stardew, it's very chill in a lot of ways, despite the usual manic side of having to deal with a lot of the quest lines and dealing with some of the more difficult things to collect. But yeah, that is doing pretty good. So in terms of other stuff I've been doing, so last week I was playing some more Genshin Impact and trying to get a little bit more progress done on some of my quests I had to do there. And haven't really made too much progress with the game, but kind of getting there in a few ways. It's definitely been fun, and oh, there's the albacore we need for Gus. Alright, so yeah, just want to bring that to the inn, which I believe since it's Friday, we should be able to find Sebastian there so we can give him his gift. Yay! It's great how it all works out in the end. But speaking of things that need to work out, we also need to make a quick trip to the mines. Here you go, Gus. Fresh albacore right at the end of the season. What's that? Something smells like albacore. Aha, you brought it. Thanks a million. Let's made a little bit of money off of that. And let's go see if our moody friend is over here. Yep. You typically find him playing with the others over here. I really love this. How did you know? Buddy, I know for a long time how much you love this stuff. And yeah, relationship with Sebastian is pretty high compared to some of our other characters, so definitely seems like they are going to be the character we'll be romancing once we get into the once we get started on year 2. Because, yeah, that's definitely going to be one of the major goals we're doing for year 2, is to get our character hitched, and finally see all the stuff that can happen in our holy matrimony. Yeah, because it is interesting the amount of stuff that you do get once you do get married. But that will be for another time, as we need to focus on clearing up this other mission, which is to gather some bug meat. We got started on this mission in the last session. We made really good progress on it. So we should be very close to getting this one done. There you are. But yeah, back on the topic of Genshin, it is certainly an interesting game. I don't really pick it up all that often, but I've been making a thing about trying to revisit certain games at least. So I'll be trying to force myself to play for a game I've been meaning to revisit within a week, and try to see how much progress I'm able to get with it. And definitely pretty pleased with what I was able to accomplish in my time at Genshin last week. So, yeah, that went pretty well. Especially with one of the new characters I was able to unlock. She's pretty cool. With a lot of her theming and her playstyle, which is very similar to another character I had. So I believe the character that I unlocked last was named Kujo Sarah. She's pretty cool in a lot of aspects. But yeah, she is pretty similar in playstyle to this one other character I had before named Fischl. But that's kind of how it is when you have these games with a huge cast of characters, that you tend to see some overlap in the playstyles, you know? Ooh, we got a secret note here. What does this say? It's a page on someone's diary. There are only a few older bachelors in town, and none of them are perfect. Harvey's really anxious and weak, but I know he'll make a loyal and devoted husband. He likes coffee and pickles. Elliot's a bit foppish and melodramatic, but he does have a nice chin. He likes crab cakes and pomegranates. Shane is messy and antisocial, but I think his gruff exterior is a defense mechanism in insulating his softness from the world. He likes beer, pizza, and pepper poppers. So that's some more information on some of the bachelors in town. I don't think it's explicitly stated who wrote that secret note, but I like to think it was Haley. It's definitely Haley. Alright, there any more insects down here that we can harvest? Okay, it's getting all misty now, so that is a good sign of us getting to encounter something down here. It'll give us our bug meat. There we go. Got all the bug meat we need to complete this mission. So we gotta hurry if we're gonna get this done. So once we've collected 100 pieces of bug meat, want to gather up all of the bug meat we have and then bring it to Willie's shop. Let's go ahead and sell a bunch of this that we don't need. Yeah. Shrimp we'll definitely hold on to for later. Sell some tuna, some quartz. Yep, that should be good. So we definitely gotta hurry if we're gonna get this mission done on time. So at least like to get it done today so we can see a certain thing that could happen in the next day. Also nice just to take care of another one of the bulletin board missions. Because I'm quite pleased with the amount of these missions I was able to clear. Like, we first got these mission requests in fall, and we already got a lot of them done, which makes me very happy. So I want to drop off the bug meat into this barrel, and that completes the mission, giving us a really good amount of money there. 3,000 G. Well, yeah, it's midnight now, so we gotta hurry back to the farm. Hey, Willie. This is gonna be close. Hi, Elliot. Just want to quickly rush to the minecart. I really should have grabbed some coffee. That would really improve my movement speed. At least I don't have to worry about needing a lot of energy tomorrow, hopefully. So we don't really have a lot of missions we need to take care of. Let's just hop straight to bed so we don't have to worry about losing too much energy. There we go. Yeah, we definitely made a lot of money that day. Definitely has me excited for what we're going to do in spring once we get started on that. So now we got the watering can back, we're actually able to water a cactus, which is good. Bundle up, folks. Gonna snow tomorrow. Alright. Oh, hey there, Gus. Good morning. Ah, what a beautiful day, huh? You know, as the saloon owner, I hear about everything that's going on in town. I remember when you first moved here, everyone was a bit unsure of what to expect. A stranger from the city, an unknown personality. One sec. Oh yeah, I remember this event. Sorry, I had to stir this pot every 5 minutes. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you know, it's like when you're making a sauce. If you put in a new spice, you could ruin everything. Ah! But then again, there's always a chance you'll create something new and delicious, right? What I'm trying to say is, it's been great having you in town. I've come to think of you as one of my good friends. That's good to hear, Gus. Anyway, I came to give you something. I was cleaning out the back room and I found this old mini jukebox. I want you to have it. Scott sells a jukebox. It's actually an old do-it-yourself project of mine from many years ago. They're pretty easy to make. So just in case you wanted to make more, I brought the blueprints for you. Learn how to craft a mini jukebox. Well, I'm gonna head home. I gotta get this marinara back on the stove. Have a good one. That's a nice little event there. So I think... I don't want to say that has anything to do with your relation to Gus, but it might. So I remember getting that at event in some of my other files, but I don't think they happened on this specific day. Yeah, we got ourselves a mini jukebox. So what exactly does this item entail? Well, it allows you to change the music anywhere that the jukebox is placed. So you can have pretty much any tune you want playing here. Which definitely gives you a lot of different options for music there. I actually really like this one. Well, I know a couple recipes. Thought I'd send you one. Maybe it'll help you mine more ore or something. Take care, Clint. We got an algae soup recipe. So that's definitely a good reason to get your relationship up with Clint. Because that is a recipe that makes use of an item you get very commonly while fishing. Hayden, seems like you're starting to get close with some of the townspeople. If you want to show someone you're romantically interested, you've got to give them one of my beautiful flower bouquets. I'm selling them now for a very fair price. If you want to start a family someday, this is the first step. Pierre. So that is a indicator that we're now able to purchase a bouquet from the store. And that's definitely good for a lot of reasons. Namely, it will allow you to romance a character. As long as they are available, because obviously certain characters aren't going to want to date you because obviously they're usually just on their own or just single. As I said before, there are 12 available bachelors and bachelorettes that you're able to romance. And now that we have access to bouquets, we're able to romance anyone of our choosing, provided that we have a strong enough relationship with them. But we're going to save that for a bit longer because the only person we could romance at the moment is Emily. And I don't want to romance her because I already have in one of my previous files. Let's check here. Hayden, I have this crazy new idea that I want to involve you in. It's called clothing therapy. Please come to the mayor's house today to see what it's all about. Love, Emily. Oh, this is going to be a fun mission, I already can tell. I remember this one. Yeah, we got a bolt of cloth now from the various things we have. Now that we have access to wool and able to spin that in the loom, we're able to get bolts of cloth, which can obviously be sold for a good amount of money. But there is another use for cloth that I want to say I've already shown off, but we could go ahead and do that again now that we have this more readily available to us. So right now, I'm thinking, let's plant another coffee bean down there, see if we can get another coffee plant, as we're going to need to brew a lot of cups of coffee going forward. So it's definitely a good resource that you want to have. Just want to make sure you have a lot of coffee for some of the things going forward. Yeah, I guess we can keep either of these for the thing I want to show. So now that we have bolts of cloth that we're able to make on the farm, we have a good use for the sewing machine that we received from Emily all the way back. So obviously, when you want to do this, you take the cloth and put that there, and then you want to put pretty much any item can be fed into this thing, like various produce or fish or minerals and stuff. And you can feed them in here in order to make different clothing. Let's get started on that with the eggplant. That makes a purple button-down shirt. Let's go ahead and put that on. Actually, it looks pretty nice with this outfit. Alright, so I guess we're dressing in purple for the time being. But yeah, that is your main use for cloth, besides selling it, is to make clothing. Definitely experiment and see what you're able to make, because you could get some really nice combinations with the various items you're able to collect. Alright, so let's check in with our animals. So as you can see, our sheep has not regrown their wool completely yet. You're going to need to wait a few days in order to be able to harvest wool from your sheep again. So that is something to keep in mind when you're just tending to your animals. Of course, if you have a certain farmer skill, you're actually able to... a certain farmer skill can speed up the amount of time it takes for the sheep to be able to regrow its wool. So that can be something to keep in mind. Alright, we have that request from Emily to go check out one place. What I want to do is grab all this green algae we've been collecting over the course of this game. Because with that recipe that we got from our buddy Clint, we are finally able to make algae soup. So obviously, this is a recipe that could be kind of helpful for you. Restores a little bit of energy and health. But you can make these in a significant amount of abundance, which can be very good for exploring a variety of areas. It costs 4 algae to make this, so it's a little expensive to make, but pretty worth it in the end. The pale broth, of course, is much better than the algae soup, but yeah, just having this in a pretty good abundance will be good for the future. Alright, so I guess for the time being, we can focus on seeing a few other things that need to be taken care of around town. So we need to wait at least one more day before we could get our axe back. Nice to have a nice golden axe. Which reminds me, I used to play one of the golden axe games when I was a kid. It was pretty fun. Ooh, got a new mission here. That's good. An invasive crab species living in the local mine, threatening the native wildlife. These creatures are known for disguising themselves as stones. I'll pay someone to slay 5 of them. That's a pretty good mission from Demetrius there. So we need to hunt lava crabs. Definitely a good use for all those supplies that we've been gathering. So there's a few events that I now want to check out now that we have... Heh, they love it! Look at them go! Ahoy! I was just thinking of you, lad. This bug meat you found is perfect. When I said fresh, I didn't expect it to still be wiggly. But I'm not complaining. The fish love it. As a way of saying thanks, I want to teach you an old fisherman's secret. My old pappy taught me this on a fishing trip many years ago. Learn how to craft quality bobber. Using that bobber will attract higher quality fish. That means more money in your pocket, lad. Heh heh. Got one! Alright, so that is the event we got from completing that mission for Willy. So we're now able to craft the quality bobber, which is that one. Requires copper bar, sap, and solar essence to make. Solar essence obviously being the hardest of those materials to get. Boost the quality of fish that you catch. That is definitely a good thing to have. I'll want to remember that for later. Alright, so now that we've seen that event, let's stop by the mayor's house, as we were told to come here from Emily. Welcome to Clothing Therapy! You're probably wondering, what is clothing therapy? I'll try to explain. So many of us are struggling with personal issues, things holding us back from living how we want. It's important to me that everyone has a free and happy life, so I came up with a new kind of therapy to help people achieve that. It's based on the amazing power of self-expression. Self-expression is a wonderful healing tool. Did you know that? Behind this curtain, you'll find racks and racks of clothes. There's endless options to choose from. Your job is simple. Find the outfit that truly speaks to you and put it on. Feel confident in yourself and your choice. You all have a unique style to share with the world. Shane, you're up first. Okay. Hayden, you're just in time. Just observe and keep an open mind, okay? This is definitely a fun event. I really like it. Whoa. Wow. Cool. Shane, it's a new side of you we've never known about. That's great. Now go outside with confidence and show the world. Sure. All dressed up in leather. Okay, everyone gets a turn. Oh no. Oh my. Beautiful. Man, Robin cleans up nicely. Let's see what Demetrius thinks. Ooh, they're gonna have some fun. Why not? Alright, there goes Mayor Lewis. Not bad. Oh dang, Mayor Lewis be pimpin'. Looking sharp. Me next. Alright, let's see what Abigail tries. Not bad. Very nice. It's sweaty in here. Clint, you're up. Me? Okay, Emily. I'll do it. Wow. Aw, cute! Aw, cute? There he goes. Well, that went very well. I just hope this experience helps everyone break out of their shells a bit. Hayden? I couldn't do it! I don't want to break out of my shell! Oh, I guess I'm interrupting something here, aren't I? I understand. I'll leave now. Congrats, Hayden. Oh, we broke his heart. Sam, that's a fun little event. Ah, man. Poor Clint. Alright, so it seems like for the rest of this day, we want to go take care of those pesky lava crabs. Which means heading deep into the mines. That's fine. It'd be a nice way to spend our time in the remainder of this session. First, gotta sell all this. And let's grab a few things to help us out down here. What are we going to use? Definitely take the algae soup, and let's grab a roots platter. That could be helpful. And let's go and harvest some of these. Alright, the cheese is not ready yet. It's also nice as if we can see if we can get a few more Omni Geodes down in the mines. Because we need those if we are going to expand our... if we want to expand the Sturgeon Pond. Alright, so gotta head deep into the mine for this mission. Let's go to one of the lower levels here. And search for those lava crabs. Just want to check around the red stones and see if any of them get a reaction. And that should be about how we take care of this mission here. So compared to some of the other enemies down here, lava crabs tend to be kind of rare. Not 100% sure if we can get them to appear or not. There's a big cluster of red stone over there we could check. Oop, got this guy. Let's take you down. Alright, while we're down here, some other things we could talk about. So, in terms of some other games I have been playing lately, so I've been recently started playing Final Fantasy VI again, as that's a game that I really had a good first impression with, and I really want to play some more of it. So, I'm definitely going to be spending most of this week playing through that, and seeing how far I'm able to get through it this week. And so far, the amount of progress I've done has been pretty good. So, yesterday I managed to clear up this one area called Zozo, which a pretty important area I have to go to in the plot in order to try to resolve some things with one of the main characters. It's quite an interesting place because it's all very dark and dingy, and just an area that is not very pleasant, all things considered. Like, it's one of the few towns in the game where you can actually run into random encounters. And a lot of the encounters there can be pretty tough. Especially with the mages there that have some really high-level magic. But yeah, I didn't have too much trouble there. It's kind of interesting, too, because that area has a gimmick where a lot of the NPCs there are always lying. So if you want to figure things out, you need to do the opposite of what people tell you to do in there. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting area and had some good events happening plot-wise. I felt were really good. Especially with some of the stuff they've been establishing with a certain character in the game. And what's also nice is this is the point of the game where we finally get the Magicite mechanic. So for those who don't know, in Final Fantasy VI, there are items that you can collect called Magicites that grant your character special powers when used, and allow you to level up and learn magic spells that the characters normally would not be able to know. As the game takes place in a world where magic is very rare, and not many people are able to naturally use it. Which also extends to your party members, save for a few examples for plot reasons. But the Magicite mechanic is pretty interesting. It's a lot like the Materia in Final Fantasy VII, which, obviously, the Materia came after Magicite, given how the series has progressed. But it's pretty similar in that is that you have it equipped, and as you fight in battles and get those skills leveled up, you're able to use these abilities in battle, which is fairly interesting. Also reminds me a lot about some stuff in another game in the series that is all about trying to learn and raise up certain skills in your characters. And yeah, so that'd definitely be an interesting experience to do on stream. But yeah, overall I'm still really enjoying Final Fantasy VI, especially with the new mechanics that I'm getting access to at this point in the game. And I'm also really excited because I am very close to coming to a certain story beat that I know is really good, especially in the pixel remaster version of the game. Because I saw a bit about the next story beat I saw from one of Some Call Me Johnny's streams, and yeah, it's going to be really good. It's definitely one of the big standout moments, and one of the most iconic parts of Final Fantasy 6. So yeah, very interested to get to experience this part for myself. It's going to be really fun. I'm also excited too because I have pretty much decided at this point that at some point in time I will be streaming some more Final Fantasy games, especially 6. But that's not going to be for quite a while, as I have other plans that I want to do throughout this year, and so I'm obviously not going to be able to make room for another Final Fantasy game in this year. But hey, it's still been very recent since I finished up my Final Fantasy VII stream, so it's important to keep that in mind. I want to try to do other things, and I will be returning to the Final Fantasy series at some point on Twitch. But for the time being, I want to focus on some other stuff, especially things I've been wanting to do for a long time. But yeah, I will eventually be doing some more Final Fantasy, and I'm sure we'll have a good time of it, because I really am enjoying these games. Especially as a relatively new Final Fantasy fan, because as a kid, the only Final Fantasy game I played was 12, and I didn't even get that far in the game. Which kind of gave me a little bit of a negative opinion on the series, you know, but hey, I was a dumb kid, I really didn't understand too many of those RPG mechanics, and the only really RPG series I actually liked at the time was Pokemon, because it's very simple and easy to understand playing that game. But yeah, over time, I've gained a lot of appreciation for Final Fantasy and what this series has done for video games and the RPG genre. So it'll be really good to get to share some more of my experiences with the series going forward, especially with how much attention I've been giving the series lately. Especially with some of the games being re-released on newer hardware, which would be very good to give me a fresh way to experience these series with a few new modern touches that make the games a lot better than they used to be back in the day. I mean, I was hoping that Squid Kid would drop something really good that I still need to find. It's going to be important for some recipes, and I really like to get these things. I guess something I could do going forward is try to get another fish pond set up on the farm, because that could be good for obtaining certain items. But for the time being, it's really not a priority. I'm plenty fine with the fish pond I have right now. Gives me some good supply of sturgeon, and gives me a lot of eggs that I'm able to make into caviar. Alright, looks like we're about done this day, so yeah, I think we're gonna call this day and then get ready for what we are going to do next. So probably not going to get any other missions done for the final day, so just want to try to wrap as much as we can up here. I believe we have some fire quartz that need to be put there. Thank you. I guess we could sell some of that. It's not too important. Still need more Omni Geodes wherever those are hiding. And we have a mushroom we can sell. Let's check on our cheese, because that should be ready now. There we go. Alright, it's a good supply of money for the future. And bedtime. It's made a good amount of money off that. And now it's time for the final day of the year. And our golden axe is ready. Nice. It's going to be clear and sunny all day. And we got the final Queen of Sauce recipe for the year. Definitely grab this. This week's dish, cranberry candy. Here's a fun one to help you celebrate the new year. Cranberries are quite bitter on their own, but submerge them in an ocean of sugar, and they'll taste like angel's tears. Here's how you do it. You learn how to cook cranberry candy. So this recipe, I believe, is very simple. We need an apple. I knew I should have said some fruit. I didn't think I needed any apples for recipes, but yeah, that's on me. Alright, so cranberry candy. If you want to make that, it requires cranberry, apple, and sugar. So they're kind of tricky items to obtain, since most of them can only be obtained in... fall. With the exception of if you're able to get the cranberry plants and an apple tree set up in the greenhouse. Which, with that said, I guess I could get an apple sapling and put that in the greenhouse so we can get started on that. Yeah, we have plenty of money, so we could try that. So I think that'd be fine for now. But yeah, I guess another thing I'd say about the cranberry candy is that that item is one of Vincent's favorite items. So if you're looking to improve your relationship with him, that is one of the items that are really good to do it with. It is a bit of an expensive recipe though, so I probably wouldn't recommend it over some of the other things that you can give him. But yeah, it's there if you need it. Alright, what I want to do here is see if we can brew a cup of coffee in that. And looks like one of our main objectives right now is just going to continue to slay the lava crabs. We just need to kill like 2 more, so we should be able to find them pretty easily. And that'll be a good way to wrap things up in this stream series, as things are quickly coming to an end. So I guess since this is the final day of this project, I can talk a bit about my overall thoughts of this series and the things that I want to get done as we are progressing forward with other things in this game. Because obviously there's still going to be a lot we need to cover in time. So thank you. My little animals have been doing very well here, giving me a lot of good gifts. Let's get that spun and get these eggs all ready. So overall, this project has been immensely entertaining, to say the least. It's definitely been a series I've been really excited to play. Definitely given me a lot of motivation to go out and stream has been throughout this series over the last couple of months, and I really appreciated a lot of the memories I was able to make with this series. Like, there was a lot of crazy stuff that happened all throughout this game that has definitely got me excited in a lot of ways. Definitely excited for me to see what I'm going to do next. What am I able to accomplish in a set amount of days? And how am I able to best present this information for the viewers? And I definitely felt like I was able to do a lot of good with it, especially getting to show off a lot of my personal experiences with this series. And getting to share a lot of my experiences and showcase how I've improved as a Stardew Valley player over the years, showing what I'm able to accomplish and just showing how quickly I'm able to get through certain events in the game and getting to show off the best routes and strategies for accomplishing certain objectives. So with that, being able to show off all of that has been a really good experience, and one that I'm definitely really appreciated about this game. Because it's definitely a game where you'll start picking it up, you know next to nothing about what you have to do, but every day you play it, you get a bit better at it, at understanding those mechanics, and eventually you're able to get through the game in such a way that you can accomplish certain objectives much sooner than you did when you first picked it up. It's definitely one of those games that's meant for being replayed, especially with just the amount of variety you can do with the different story paths and which characters you want to interact with, which ones you want to marry, whether you want to take the community center or the Joja Mart quest lines, and see the different styles of farms you could do, whether you want to focus mainly on produce or trying to have a large selection of animals and get a lot of animal products. And just getting to see how your farm grows and evolves over the course of the game is also a very... it's just a very fulfilling and a very awesome experience that really makes this game really come alive. And I appreciate it so much. This is a game that, much like farming, is all about improving yourself, about trying to make an impact on your community, and just trying to share those experiences with others. And I feel this game manages to handle that very well. As a spiritual successor to the Harvest Moon series, which I've never personally experienced myself, I think it does its job tremendously well. And I can't overstate how much I respect Concerned Ape for being able to make such a fantastic game. They are truly remarkable in what they're able to do. I'm also very excited to see what other stuff Concerned Ape does in the future, because I know they are working on another game. It'll be interesting to get to see a bit more of that. Yeah, but with that, we now have our golden axe. So how about we go somewhere we can chop down some trees and show off how good this new axe will be. And yeah, another thing I was very grateful for with this series is I was able to get done basically all the things I wanted to do in my first year. I was able to get done. Managing to fully upgrade the coop and the barn, getting really good relations with a lot of the villagers, getting most of the community center done. We only need to get 2 items to complete the community center, and at this point, they can only be obtained in the next year. So, yeah, we got pretty much everything I wanted to do done in this single year, and I'm very grateful for that. This is definitely a very interesting experience for me, getting to show off how much I adore this game, and getting to show off how I've improved over time with the game, and getting to show off all these great strategies for your farm and for dealing with certain threats in the mines down here. Like you, get lost. But yeah, this has been a very interesting series. Despite all of the technical hiccups that have occurred all throughout the series, I think it was very successful. And it's definitely one of the longest stream series I have ever done. And I'm very grateful for the time that I put into this. Because I definitely think I've made something very special. Especially special to me. Because with how much I adore this game and getting to show off so much of it online. And I could tell that I received a lot of new followers from playing these games and getting to show off a lot of my thoughts about it. Which definitely has me very grateful that so many people were able to tune into this series and that they were able to get to enjoy the stuff that I enjoy about it. I'm very thankful for that. And I'm really excited to get to show off some of the other things we'll be doing on this channel in the future. Because I pretty much have the next lineup of games that I'm going to be playing all planned out. And we should have a good time of that. So of course there's still some stuff I need to work on in order to get things prepared for some of our future streams. And it's definitely going to be a while before we return to Stardew Valley. Like, it's definitely going to be a year before we return to this game. But I'm very much looking forward to returning to in a year. Wow, we got 2 diamonds from that deposit. Are you kidding me? That made up for all the diamonds we gave as gifts over the course of this session. Oh man, that's good. But yeah, I got a lot of things planned coming up, and I'm looking forward to get to show off as many of those as I can. Still a little work needs to be done in order to get some of my streams ready, but for the most part, I got the next session all ready to go. And when we get started on that game, which we'll probably do tomorrow, since I actually have tomorrow off. So we could get started on that, and hopefully things go well, because I am going to challenge myself to do something in the next session that will be pretty interesting. It's definitely something I haven't really attempted in that game. So it'll be fun to get to show that off, and try to create a very fun, fulfilling, and interesting playthrough of a game that I just cannot wait to go over, because, yeah, it's going to be good. That said, we gotta focus on the task at hand, which is to find these lava crabs, wherever they are. There's definitely a lot of these red rocks around here, so there could potentially be a lava crab. I'd like to get this mission done. It's not anything really important, just to get a little reward from Demetrius, but it's something that I still want to do, because trying to get as much content as we can in is good, and it'll help get us a little bit of money to help prepare for what we're going to do when we return to this game in spring. Hey, buddy, could you please leave me alone? Yeah, there was just so many of these red rocks here, and not one of them contained a crab. Not even a drab little crab. But yeah, in terms of some other stuff, I guess one thing I could say before I'm ending off this session, so very recently I was watching somebody who I am a big fan of playing through Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, as that's a game I hadn't really seen too much of in a good long time. And especially fun getting to see their experiences for the game, especially because they were experiencing it for the first time, and this was a game that I very much loved when I was a kid, and looking back on it through their stream series has just given me the epiphany that this is probably the perfect game for me. Like, obviously, as a kid, I was able to not only beat the game, but 100% it. So, obviously, I had a strong attachment to the game. But yeah, just that stream, like, really reminded me of how much I absolutely adored Jak and Daxter. And despite never playing the full series, it still left a very big impression on me. And especially with this game, It's just the perfect video game. I mean, come on. Like with this classic, want to say here, it just has that very classic collectathon on feel to it, where pretty much every objective helps you advance through the game a bit more gradually. Like, everything you do and everyone you interact with will help push you closer to 100% completion. And the world is just seamless in how you go through it. Like, there is no... Oh. Now, speaking of seamless, we got a room full of monsters. And there is one here that we actually needed to kill. So that's good. Take this guy out. There we go. That's everything we need to do there. Let's go talk to Demetrius and finish up this mission. It's Sunday right now, so where would he even be? So I guess Demetrius would be down in the Stardrop Saloon. Yeah, because this is definitely going to be closed. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, just Jak and Daxter is just the perfect game to me. I really love the characters and the humor of it, just the exploration of the game and how seamlessly you're able to go between the areas with no loading screens at all. It's just a fantastic game, and I really want more people to get to experience it, because sure, you can see it as a product of its time back in those classic PS2 days, but it's still a fantastic game, and I cannot recommend it enough. Alright, don't see Demetrius, so it looks like we are unable to get that mission done, sadly. Alright, we can catch a bream, though, for Shane. We only have a little bit of time left today, so I guess we can get this done. So the bream, I want to say, we can catch in rivers. So we can just fish for it in here for a little bit. Yeah, we could probably keep this going until midnight. Provided we actually manage to find this fish in time. Nope, that's a perch. Come on, I need us a bream. It's probably not going to take too long to find this thing. I hope, at least. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we're able to get one of our objectives done today. And hey, we were able to get a lot of good resources down in the mine anyway, so it's good that we went down there. Here you go, bud. Hello, Hayden. So, you saw the ad I posted. Thanks so much. Let's see. Here's what I owe you. Doing that delivery, we made some more money. And we got some pretty good relation with Shane there. So now we're up to his 5-star. But how about we improve that? We're gonna buy a pizza and give that to Shane, now that we know it's one of his favorite items. Oh wow, Hayden, how'd you know this is my favorite? Let's just say a little birdie told me. A little birdie made out of paper. So you're pretty close to advancing some more of Shane's story, which you could see as a positive or a negative, depending on how you view the contents of that story. It's definitely been a while since Shane has been relevant to the overall narrative, but I'd definitely like to see a lot more of him, because it is a very interesting story in this game. Alright, but that is where we are going to wrap things up here. Let's go ahead and store everything we need to. Good. Just want to put our algae soup away. And we got some things we want to sell. It's going to be our last harvest of the year. Where's that eggs we had before? Put that in there for our next harvest. And these are gonna be the last items we sell for the year. So this is what our collection is looking like at the end of year 1. Overall, we made really good progress. We still have a lot to do, but for the most part, we've had a very successful run of all the various things we were able to get accomplished. This has definitely been a very fun experience. I really enjoyed these streams a lot, and while we are going to be saying goodbye to the game for the time being, we still have a lot to look forward to in the future. So let's go rest up in our bed one last time. Are you kidding me? The final day of the year and this happens. That is a very rare thing that can happen if you have a coop with chickens in it. Oh boy, that is something that we are definitely going to need to discuss next year. But yeah, once you have a coop with chickens in it that can produce eggs, there is a very, very rare chance that a witch will fly by. And it's going to do something that is going to be really, really, really important. Of course it happens at like the last frickin' day of this stream series. Holy crap. But yep, that is the end of year 1. Although the year has come and gone, there's still a lot more for us to get to experience in Stardew Valley. A lot of things are opening up to us in the second spring that we will get to see another time. But for now, it's time we put a pin in this series and move on to something brand new. It's going to be a while before we return to Stardew Valley, but I'm very much looking forward to getting to talk about the stuff we're able to do now that we are started on year 2. So with that, we are going to call this series a wrap. And next time, I'm going to show you all my favorite game of all time. Until next time, have a good day, and let's-a go!